Hello everyone, and welcome to a Disgruntled Elk stream. Gonna go a little bit longer today, that's the plan, assuming, Magic Online and the internet all cooperate. But we're gonna do first roughly half of the stream is gonna be Blue-White Hammer, taking it back to the blue splash instead of the red. We'll dive into that second. And the other piece will be my buddy Lou is going to be joining us for some Phyrexian Dreadnought, mono blue Dreadnought in pre-modern, since I have the Buckeye Brawl coming up this weekend in Columbus, Ohio. Gonna be a ton of fun, great people, but we're hammer gamers right now. So we have pretty standard mana base, a lot of fetches, a Surveil, 2 shock lands, couple basics, and then, a couple ink moths. The reason, we were playing let me see if I can pull up the Battle Cutter Hammer, right? So you had the Corey Steel Cutters as the main draw to red. We also, have a few red cards in the sideboard, but the main reason was Corey Steel Cutter, right? And so I think this build's totally reasonable. You can still absolutely run it, but I want to try something a little bit different. And so what we're trying, like I said, is, where'd you go? I think here we go. We're looking at this build because of a couple things. One is there's a lot more Storm and Eldrazi / Tron variants running around right now. So I think the value of Cutter is lower. Because Cutter is more for your quote unquote grindy matchups like Boros, which Boros is still popular, but I think we can beat them without it. But the blue gets you Metallic Rebuke, which in your build with, in your opening hand, you have 16 zeros, as well as, the ability to play out a ton of cheap artifacts. And so I think Metallic Rebuke's really nice. It not only addresses some proactive pieces like the enablers, but it also can counter, the reactive pieces like bolts and things like that out of Boros, which is really nice. Consign to Memory, I think, is obviously very good right now. We mentioned a lot of colorless decks are kind of popping up, and so that's why we're there. In the past, I have run more Kappa Cannoneers, but honestly, I think you could go as low as 0. I like 1 or 2. If we really wanted to overload on Storm Hate, I think I would play an Orum's Chant or 2. We could also play another copy of Portable Hole. Damping Sphere, obviously a very nice tool against them. You could also replace 1 Consign maybe with a Surge of Salvation as a nice kind of redundant effect with the Metallic Rebuke. Teferi Time Raveler is nice against the Cascade decks as well as any control shells. The other you don't have to play Cryptic Coat. I think Cryptic Coat's kind of sick. It's a body you can tutor for with Steel Shaper's Gift and Stoneforge Mystic. It's recursive. It creates literal unblockable creatures, which is pretty big. And of course, with Paladin and Battlefield Improvisation, you can actually move the coat to another creature. So it's all pretty nice. You don't have to play the Needle. We could board the Needle, remove a Kappa, and then play an extra Memnite or an extra Steel Shaper's Gift or something like that. But I think Needle has enough utility in the main to warrant its existence. Other than that, I don't think there's a lot to cover. This build is designed to kill very fast. Even without 2 hammers, you can or even Mox Opal, you can very reasonably just kill on 2 by going either Memnite or Ornithopter on turn 1 alongside Hammer and starting the game with Axe in play. And then turn 2, you play a second land. It either Paladin or BI is going to deal at least 22 to your opponent. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in, see how it goes. Okay, I would love to be on the play. Let's see, we have an Axe, a Stoneforge for a Hammer or a Coat, and an Ornithopter. I'm going to keep this because any equipper is obviously insane, and we can always grab Coat with the first Stoneforge Mystic. Notably, equipping Axe to Coat is just 8 power unblockable by itself. This also lets us surveil on one, which is nice. Yeah, so modern right now, yeah, it's like Boros, Ruby Storm, Eldrazi, Affinity, Jeskai Blink, Domain Zoo, Eldrazi Ramp, Dimir. All right, let's start with the axe in play. Let's go Arid Mesa, Ornithopter, and Yield. Obviously, yeah, so this build is not playing as many zeros like Mishra's Bauble, because rebuying is just not as important when you aren't playing Cutter. Yield until next end step. Let's go ahead and get our Surveil on. Archive, please. Yeah, I'm going to take that. Let's go ahead and Inkmoth, Stoneforge. And if we hadn't drawn BI, I would grab Coat, but we did, so now I'm just going to grab Hammer. Not going to send the Ornithopter in to send a message, but we could. Okay, so they're definitely leaving up defense here. That's really nice. I think I'm just going to fetch first. Yeah, just fetch for a basic. Cast Steel Shaper's Gift. Now, if they don't respond to this... Okay, so we get to put in the Coat for sure. I'm just going to attack here with the Ornithopter. Yeah, since they're just holding up interaction, I think we're good to just chill and put in the Coat off the Stoneforge Mystic, probably in their end step. But we'll see what they do. They could be a combo gamer, but we haven't seen any cards to make us believe that. It could be like the Fear of Missing Out build, and they want to arena that. Whoa. This could be like a Convoke list, which would be pretty interesting. All right, let's put in the Coat. And now if we hit a Mana Source, I guess, yeah, we don't even have to. What did we hit? Plains, all right, not a bad spot for that card to be. So if we go Hammer, play Hammer. I guess we don't even have to play Hammer. We can just like put it in off the Stoneforge. Let's see, because right now this is going to hit for 3, 4, 5, 6 for 12 by itself. They know about the Hammer. Trying to think what they could have that would make me not want to play the Hammer here. I don't think there's anything really. They could have a Shatter effect, but like, I don't think that makes a huge difference. Yeah, and just attack with Ornithopter and Coat. I think that makes sense. attack here. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to shove. If they have Solitude white card, so be it. But because this creature has Ward 2, it's just so much harder for them to interact with. Yeah, so this will turn it into 3, 4, 5, 16. So we'll deal 32. Okay, so Solitude white card, Nahiri, and they're going to have to pay 2 as well. All right. All right. Wild. Okay. There we go. I do like gaining life. You take 0. And then we'll play this out. Been a minute. Or minus exiles enchantment, tapped artifact, or tapped creature. Okay. Windbrisk Heights with currently 0 creatures in play. And so now next turn, it is a question of if we want to play the Stoneforge or blink the coat and put it back into play. I'm going to fetch up a Hallowed Fountain here. Okay. So yeah, I think it's play Memnite, pass. Yeah, I think that makes sense. All right. And so, yeah, now we get to... Okay, Bowmaster, pretty annoying. And this is 3 or more creatures. All right, yep. Kind of spooky. So they will get to activate Windbrisk Heights. See what they put into play. One thing to note, of course, if we're going to use the Stoneforge is we want to activate the Stoneforge and respond by bouncing the Cryptic Coat. Hey, what's up, Wild Feather? I did lose all my hair. That's that's just how it works. I got tired of washing it. All right, let's see. Oh, not attacking with everything. Okay. This is interesting. So I think I'm fine like blocking the Stoneforge on the Ragavan and then doing the Cryptic Coat trick. Yeah. All right. Okay, hold priority. And then bounce this. And we do this so that way if they like kill the Stoneforge in response to us picking it up, then we still get to put it in. I do know that you can donate your hair. Mine wasn't quite that long, and I was not ready to make it that long. Okay, that's not what we want. I couldn't wait for it to get to that length, basically. I mean, yeah. Let's attack for 8. there is a world where I was casting Stoneforge, grabbing boots, casting boots, equipping boots, but yeah, I mean, I think we just attack for 8 with Cloak. And I'm just going to leave the mantle in my hand, I think. Bonk them. Yeah, I mean, deal 8's a bunch. I was surprised to see, I called that it could happen, but I was a little surprised to see still the Windbrisk Heights Arena of Glory Raucous Theater Solitude Nahiri. But I think I'm going to hold the mantle in case they like K command or just like Liliana plus, and that way I get to hold the Stoneforge Mystic. Plus this way I'm representing like Metallic Rebuke, things like that. Okay. They have creature, land in the yard right now, so only 2 types as well. Kept on top, it's kind of spooky. All right. Any equipper is obviously a great draw. Okay. Nothing. Love that. Okay. Yeah, let's... So we could go Stoneforge, grab boots, play boots, equip boots to this creature, and then we get to Kraken for 10, puts them to 1, feels pretty relevant. Yeah, I think that's right. They have a spot removal spell for the cloaked creature. I think that's okay. I also think it's pretty reasonable to hold it, and then we can like rebuy the coat. Yeah, I'm just gonna shove. It will have effectively ward 3 if this all connects. Okay, evoked Solitude, so they might have a Ephemerate as well. Okay, yep, could still Ephemerate. All right, I'll gain 8. Nope, just nothing. Okay, sure. It is funny that their attacks will deal no damage. What do they pitch? Lingering Souls. Yeah, this is just a classic deck. So they are exerting. It could be a Fleet doesn't make sense. Okay. 1 or fewer cards in hand. It has Vigilance and Haste. Thankfully, they have 2 cards. Whenever it attacks, look at the top 6. You may exile a legendary creature from among them. And then you can cast it without paying its mana cost. That's kind of sick. All right. I would like an equipper. Oh, it died. It has the haste because the exert. Flage. That's not too bad, actually. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take 5 here. Okay. It's nice that they exerted that, so they can't flage us exerted next turn unless they have another one. So I'm guessing they're tagging the Stoneforge. Oh. Okay. Interesting. There we go. Yeah, so first things first, put this here. Okay, they're dead. I was like, we're doing that first because if the last two cards in their hand are Solitude White card, then that's really bad for us. Okay, and we're going to BI before blocks to put those three. And why not? We'll put the boots on as well. Yeah, deal 32. Unblockable. Let's go. Wild Feather, that's how we we do that. Okay, so Kappa Cannoneer, probably pretty good. Oh, Vexing Bauble shuts off their Windbrisk Kites and... Right, let me read Windbrisk Kites real quick. Make sure it's cast. I think it is, because Emrakul the Aeon's Torn is so good with it, right? Yes, okay. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead. So, like, I think these four are very good. Metallic Rebuke's probably good, because they're likely, like, a Wrath of the Skies. I'm going to board very similar to Energy, except I think I'm also going to play these Vexing Baubles. So we trim on that. Ordinarily, I cut Ornithopters against Ragavan, but I think because they're also a Bowmaster deck, I'm going to keep that. Needle is a fine card. We might not have quite enough to do all this. They're likely a removal heavy deck, so I could see trimming like 1 or 2 BI since we're bringing in the Kappas. I don't hate it. Anything else? I think the axes are still really good. Exactly, heart of the cards. I think I want to keep all these. The Shadow Spear could actually matter. Yeah. All right. Maybe we just have one Vexing Bauble that we can grab a Saga. Sure. All right. We'll do this. Turtles, let's go. No. No. Okay, I will keep this. And probably just bottom the archive, because I would rather fetch for the archive than play it. And I think, yeah, I might bring in the other Vexing Bauble, right? Because it also blows up. Yeah, exactly. We have sideboard cards we keep. Because they also have the Solitudes. Yeah, let's just get a Hollowed Fountain. Run this out. And I'm probably running out the Saga this turn, but if they just go land go, I'll probably run out the Stoneforge instead. Oh man, the Mana Tide's so good. Flage, boo. Okay. Fetch Shock for Sacred Foundry. A Johnny? Okay, yeah, so yeah, let's just go Saga here. Play Stoneforge. And so the question is, what do we want to get here? I'm like inclined to believe that it's Coat. Yeah. I like getting Coat because it's an unblockable creature against a Johnny. It's grindy. And if they kill Stoneforge and Saga, it's pretty bad. But if they only kill Stoneforge or only kill Saga, Okay, so they do this. We go get a basic plains. Yeah, so I did. So if I thought I was going to try to grind to the Kappa right away, okay, well, that's cool. I think it's pretty reasonable to do that, but I felt like we weren't going to play Kappa for at least another turn or two anyway, so I was fine just kind of chilling. So they're like definitely an ephemerate deck. So I think we just go. So if we go Inkmoth, play Hammer, then we can also put in the Coat, and then we have Coat, or we can put in the Leyline Axe since it's even more expensive. Then we have 1, 2, 3, and then we can Kappa next turn. That's pretty nice. Yeah. All right, so make sure 3, 4, 5. I guess we can wait, right? Like, in this way, we can also hold up the Vexing Bauble activation if we want. This also is better against the Wrath of the Skies. So I'm just going to make sure real quick. So we end of turn put in, like, Axe, and then untap, and we have 2 artifacts in play. We can still go Kappa because we can just go immediately like Hammer Kappa. So if I was going to do that, I think I was supposed to play the Mesa because that lets us fetch. Vexing Bauble, it counters any spells cast for 0 mana by either player, or I can pay 1, tap, and sack it to draw a card. So if they like blow it up, that way I can just cash it in. But yeah, single mana, generic 1 artifact. Note that they were very quick. Okay. So we're dashing the Ragavan. I'm inclined to just put in the Coat and trade the Coat for the Ragavan. Yeah, that seems fine. Oh, you're good. No worries. I can't believe you're doing normal things in your life. Oh, man. Yeah. It's kind of funny. All right. Let's block here. Yeah, and I think this turn we're just... Unless we, like, draw exactly Metallic Rebuke. All right, yeah. So... yeah, all right. Let's do this. Don't want to get shut off of blue mana. Note that there is actually a consideration to just hold the Hammer here, because they're definitely a Wrath of the Skies deck. And and it gives us another trigger for the Kappa. All right. Oh yeah, you don't have any time for hobby with 4 kids. you literally doubled your kids. All right, so I'm not gonna ref the Kappa. Okay, what are you tagging this time? Sure. Yes, I would love to go get a basic plains. Thank goodness we still have the Surveil land. Exactly, 2 for 1. That's his value. Oh, that's kind of obnoxious that we don't have an untapped mana source here. Okay, so what if we go like Stoneforge, play boots, equip boots to the Kappa? It's not like super exciting. Second Sigard's Aid. I don't even play the first Sigard's Aid right now. Second Sigard's Aid is just battlefield improvisation. I guess we can also just like bounce coat, replay coat. That'll get us the trigger. Having the extra body seems pretty nice. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's go grab boots. The boots. Okay, so actually doing math real quick. So if we attack for 6, they go to 10. We'll have 2 blockers. I'm just going to do it. Ward 5 effectively. That's a lot. The Stone Forges are just blockers. But the boots play really nice with the coat because we can like bounce coat, replay it, immediately attack with it. So go to 9 here. And this represents that we can crack Bauble. They don't know that we can't. Sadly, our only remaining land. Hey, Lawson, how you doing, man? Just playing different types of magical cards. Okay, so we take 6, go to 6. If they have like land second bolt or land bolt, I think I'm better off taking 2 than flipping the Ajani. Yeah. All right. Sure. Okay, they're dead. Yeah. The bauble, our one bauble. In retrospect, definitely should have just boarded in the second copy since they're also a Solitude deck, but I don't think we need the other Stoneforge here. Okay, yeah, so, alright, well. Note that they were dead even if we didn't axe here because we can bounce, put coat back in, and cast the hammer to turn this into a 9, but this is sweeter, so. I guess we can just do it that way. Unblockable 18 coming through. We could make it an easy 20. GG's opponent. All right. There we go. Yeah, we've been on the red for the Quarry Steel Cutters recently, but we're trying blue again. Coat looked insane in those matches. Obviously, the Kappa was very good there, but it's mostly for the Metallic Rebuke and Consign to Memory. The Cryptic Coat is just a bonus. Okay. We're on the draw. Honestly, terrible move on my part. Badger Kid. Yeah, I mean, if this was a hammer, I'd keep it, but it's not. If I had an axe, I would keep it as well. We're on the draw. This hand doesn't really do much until at least turn 3. Yeah. Okay, this is fine. I want to keep axe, opal, boots. We don't have to keep the boots, right? I guess we kind of want to keep the boots. I think we're going to keep a... So bottom archive for sure. Yeah, the blue version is way better against the combo stuff, and yeah, that's pretty much it. What else are we bottoming? I don't want to bottom Mox Opal, but I think we're bottoming Mox Opal, sadly. Yeah, all right, start with the axe. Steam vents. Okay, DRC. So probably Prowess. Okay, that's not bad. I think I like surveilling here. Yeah, so I'm going to cast that. And then, yeah, a Surveil could be really nice. This also does technically represent Metallic Rebuke. Not that people are going to be playing around Metallic Rebuke when they see Leyline Axe Ornithopter, but... Poor little guy. Kept it on top, okay. So they're not fetching either? Alright, yeah, I'll take one. What is that card? It's got to be like a Corey Steel Cutter or something, right? Flew too high in a lightning storm. Bad plan, little guy. All right. I don't think we want second Stoneforge. I think we're looking for an equipper here. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast it. Question is, what are we getting? It's either coat, spear, or hammer. I'm inclined to get coat here, I think. Yeah. Being a body is so good. Okay, so now they drew the card they surveilled. It's got to be a cutter, right? It's a show off. Okay, I could just die. It's looking pretty likely. Oh my god, it's so much damage. Tagging the Stoneforge is... I don't think it's bad, but it is interesting. So yeah, they can... So they still only have 2 types, even after the dart goes to the yard. Okay. Flashing back dart. Still only 2 types. So I could take a lot more if they have like mutagenics, but I would assume if they had mutagenics, they would have led with them. Okay. Because my thought process is like, if they have multiple mutagenics, then you can potentially get 2 delirium and you don't even have to sinkhole yourself. Okay. Well, let's, I don't know. Let's cast Coat. Probably cast the Memnite too. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, because if they draw another dart, I assume it's going face. If we draw an equipper, that does kill, I think, right? Yeah, because an equipper gives this, so 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, No, I think I'm a little shy, but we'll see. Okay, let's see what they're exiling with the EI. They have to find very little to kill us. Feel dead. Okay. That did. Okay, we were on the draw against a 7-card hand from Prowess. Not the best spot to be. Portable holes are great because they eat all their threats. I think Tormod's Crypt is fine as a 1-of. Vexing Baubles are also quite good because it stops effectively a lot of their card advantage, like their baubles, their flashback darts, their mutagenics, and I think this matchup's mostly a race. The question is always, what do we want to cut? I think Coat is pretty bad in this matchup. Memnites, I think, are pretty terrible against the Lava Dart deck. What else did past me tell current me to do? Okay. Maybe we don't have enough to bring in the baubles. I'd believe that. Oh, we definitely don't need Needle. Okay. Definitely don't need Needle. Question is, so in the past I was boarding out like Memnite, Coat, and Needle for 2 portable holes and a Rebuke, but I also just had the Crypt in the main deck. So I think this is pretty reasonable. Yeah. All right. Just boarding out an extra Memnite. Okay. I'm going to keep this hand. Yeah, let's... Yeah, I mean, I'm going to need blue. Almost certainly. All right. Opponent, please play a DRC. Please. Please, opponent. Damn. I saw the line. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, so we can just do this and attack now. Okay. And not only are we conserving our life total here, but they are potentially a Blood Moon deck, so I like getting the Stoneforge down. Here, I think we get a... Funny now, I'm like, man, I wish we had Coat, but I think that's not the common use case. Let's get a Shadow Spear. Even just gaining, like, you know, 4 or 6 points of life can be a huge swing. Okay, so probably bolting something. Sure. Glad I didn't go for the kill. Okay. Attacking. Yep, makes sense to me. Like, I kind of want to get the Shadow Spear down. Gaining 20 to 40% of your life is good in the matchup where the opponents, where we're just trying to damage each other. This is interesting. If I had another land, I would probably just equip the axe to the Ornithopter. But since I don't, I think I'm supposed to just go Shadow Spear. See what they do. Okay. And I think I'm supposed to pass here. Note they could be like playing Meltdown or Brotherhood's End, but I don't think I'm winning by waiting on the Shadow Spear, because I like want that down in the instance they just have like, you know, a braid for like the Colossus Hammer. Note that if we had like a second equipper, I would have just fired off the BI on turn 2. Hey, Sabbath Thout. I will be playing Pre-Modern after this league when homie Lou jumps on. Okay, this is pretty spooky. Maybe I was supposed to play out the other Ornithopter as a blocker. So appreciate the follow. I know, tap out. I'm just gonna take it. And I'm gonna like quote unquote tank on this one. Okay, so Prowess is fine. That's fine. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Man, Metallic Rebuke would just win the game. I think if anyone was a coward this game, it was probably me. Sure. And we are dead. Yeah, we needed, probably just needed a shove. So 3, 4, yep. 7, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep. All right. GG's. Okay. Quick 2002. Insert negative thing here. I am definitely a coward sometimes. That's usually when I lose more. I usually win more when I'm on the end of the bell curve, where I'm just like, just jam. I probably should have just jammed on 2 because I drew the Stoneforge to follow up, because that forces them to interact. I definitely should have gone for it on turn 3. Yeah, I just should have been way more aggressive, because like it punishes them for not having it, and if their answer is Lava Dart, then it also puts them a land behind. We also die roll, bad plan. This hand, not gonna do it. This hand, also not gonna do it. This hand is fine. Actually, this is a turn 2 kill, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'd have to hit a second land though. So if we're not keeping the Ornithopter, I think we're supposed to keep. All right, I'm gonna Google them real quick. They have an excellent name, by the way, Rudy. Rakdos mid-range, it looks like. Which, that is definitely not the hand we're going. Yeah, so they're like Hollow One. And they have like Thoughtseize, spot removal. Oh, I guess it is just like a super aggressive deck too. So like the consideration is, do we put back, because the Stoneforge is both the hammer and the creature, and I think keeping the lands is correct, sadly. Yeah. That would have been an incredible 6. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I think I'm still supposed to just surveil on one, though. It's finding like a paladin could be really good. Oh boy. Oh no, slick shot show off. All right, let's surveil. On the draw again against Prowess. Terrible plan. Don't want that. That's really interesting. I think we just go... How likely is they kill us here? So they go slick shot. Wow. So slick shot into potentially 4 spells. If we... They have to actually kill us next turn if we go Stoneforge. Well, I know, because we still need to hit a land. Yeah, so I'm just going to fetch up a Plains here, play the boots, pass the turn, and then rebuke the slick shot. Yeah. I was hoping they either didn't have land or play the slick shot before the land. Okay. Whew, yeah. This could have been really, really bad. I love Metallic Rebuke. Chances are they just don't have another land, but that's pretty common in Prowess. 3 types, so they will get to 4 types with the bauble in the yard. I wouldn't mind hitting a land here. And they targeted me with the bauble. Okay, it's not bad. So we go Stoneforge, almost certainly grab Hammer, right? Yeah, Stoneforge, grab Hammer, probably equip Boots. I mean, is there a world I'm not grabbing a basic Plains here? I don't think so. Because I do not want to pressure my life total that much. And I'm going to equip the boots instead of playing the hammer here. Because I think seeing if this has ward is pretty big. Okay. Looks like it's dead. Bolt this. Sure. But this does deny them a surveil, which could matter. Kind of denies them the surveil. They still have the surveil off of that, so it's pretty close. Swifty. Oh no. We're so dead. Yeah, so mulliganing to 5 on the draw against Prowess. Bad plan. Okay. What'd they do? 0 top, 2 bottom. That's huge. Can I get a paladin off the top? Yep. That's not gonna do it. Okay. So whole rebuke. I am just gonna bring in both baubles against them. And the crypt, obviously a little awkward. Needle can go. Gift, mantle, memnite. One more card. Could just be a... I think on the play, I'll be a little less... I'll be more proactive on the play. On the draw, I'll probably bring in the second bauble. Yeah, all right. Okay, so this is, I mean, turn one, hammer. Turn one, hammer. I'm gonna keep. We have 2 lands, a hammer, an opal. Like, it's hard not to keep this one. Yes, we play hammer on 1. On turn 2, we can go, yeah. I think I do hold the opal though. I guess there's a world I was supposed to play Ink Moth on 1 because there's a world we can potentially turn to them if we draw another Mox. Okay, so I'll play out this first for sure. Then this. Then this. It's online. And I will pass the turn. It's pretty nice that we, right? We have, if we had a land, we have BI plus. I'm going to, yeah, I think I'm going to rebuke that. I guess I could have BI'd to just give +2/+2. That's kind of funny. Okay. Okay, so we can animate Ink Moth. Animate Ink Moth, or float mana, cast Mopal. Use the floating mana to animate. Attack. This is pretty interesting. I think I'm supposed to, so we attack, we can BI. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna shove. Force them to use more interaction if they have it. I'm assuming they have interaction here. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, people have been paying attention to my tweets too often, where they never tap out against hammer. Oh, okay. Okay, that's pretty nice, honestly. So they cast Slick Shot. If we do that in main 1 by floating 1, then replaying Mopal. The problem is if you want to BI, you have to do it in combat if you want to attach. So I guess like what we could have done was just preemptively +2/+2, but then if they kill it, then we're still not doing anything. Yeah, okay, so I think it made sense. So the question here is, yeah, it's weird. I don't think they needed to do God, I think they could have just been like, if it's on your turn, then attach everything. So they go Slick Shot, attack. We probably block the Swift Spear if we can. And then we're kind of in the same spot, right? If we go for it and they have a removal spell, which they almost certainly do, but they don't have to shove anyway. All right, let's do it. Fuck it, we ball. Let's go. Let's go. We ball. All right. Yeah, I am going to bring in the other Vexing Bauble. Okay, yeah, just shove, screw it. I think bring out the Memnite on the draw. Okay, that was sick. I'm sure they were like, if you've got it, you just kill me. But I can't know that. On the draw, actually. Okay, meant to cut the coat, I think. Keep the Memnite. I mean, I'm going to keep this. Hopefully we, like, draw Mopal, too. I mean, that's almost every turn of the game, so... Okay, so I think it's pretty reasonable to just play the Saga on 1. We're not going to get any constructs, but I think that's fine. We go Saga, Ornithopter, Bauble in that order. Because Saga grabbing things early is pretty nice. This also means that we'll get around the Consign. So cast this so we don't counter our own spell. Like a silly guy. Okay. I guess the Vexing Bauble gets us F6 value too, because we can't cast anything without getting countered. Cutter, sure. Deal. That's pretty nice. Question is, I think getting Surveil's pretty good, right? Yeah. Do this. Oh, All right. So they are preordaining. Likely getting a monk here. 2 top, 0 bottom. That's horrible for me. Okay, killing my Ornithopter, sure. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but here we are. All right, take 5. All right, let's surveil. Do we want second hammer? I feel like we don't want second hammer. Well, I think we need to draw a creature is what we need. We need to draw like Paladin. Yeah, I don't think we need second hammer here. It is close because, okay, that's pretty nice. So float mana. And probably grab Mox Opal. It's either Mox Opal or like Ornithopter. But I think I like Mox Opal for the extra mana. Yeah, Mox Opal. Play out another Saga. Play out Stoneforge Mystic. It's pretty interesting. I think it's Shadow Spear. It's like grab Shadow Spear, play out Shadow Spear. And then the following turn, we can't quite make and equip. If we grab Boots, play and equip Boots. I'm just going to grab Spear here. We are repping. Yeah, the problem is we need to get through at least another turn, which might be challenging. But we shall see. Like, okay, sure. That's kind of terrifying, mostly because that means they just have 2 spells in their hand. Otherwise, they just, like, untap, cast that, and then 1 more spell. But I guess they did top with Preordain. Yeah, I think we're toast. Their hands were just very, very good. Just multiple removal spells plus pressure. It's also possible we're going to pop this Vexing. Okay. Yeah, so we go to 8. It's not quite lethal, but I'm assuming, yeah, they topped 1. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah, just dead. All right. I'm just going to pop this to see what we would find. All right. We'll play out 1 more. Might be switching to pre-modern here. I think we mulliganed to 5 twice against Prowess when we were on the draw. Not a good spot to be. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, that was the game we wanted them to have, like, a slick shot hand, right? I'm going to keep this. The Needle could just get them. We have a Surveil. We have potentially, like, we have, we're all rolled up on the combo, right? That's the big thing. And sadly, Lou will not be joining us, so we'll just switch over to pre-modern whenever I want. Is this, okay, so this is red-black at least. I don't think there's anything we really want to tag with the Needle. I think I just want to get the Surveil. This is likely the Moonshadow deck. Ooh, okay, so this could be the Hollow One deck. Obviously could be Moonshadow also. I'm probably just playing both. A lot of things play really well there. They kept it on top. Phoenix Thoughtseize, yeah. So this is the deck that Goldfish told us our opponent was going to play last game. We are fetching. Good news is their Moonshadow would kind of suck if they play one. Thought Squeeze? Okay. So again, they can get it down up to not too big. Yeah, so Moonshadow is a 1/1 a 7/7 that comes in with 6 -1 counters. And then whenever one or more permanents are put into their graveyard from anywhere, you remove a counter from it. Yeah, let's surveil. I don't think that's what we want here. Sure. Let's find out what we're drawing. Okay, that's a good one. Definitely meant to play the Ink Moth, but here we are. And this is an interesting one. It's either Spear or Coat. If we go Coat next turn, Phoenix costs how much? 2, 6 evidence. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so they can't detect whose Phoenix is unless they have unless they're able to put something else big into the yard. So if we grab Coat and they say kill the Stoneforge, we can go Ink Moth, Coat, and then take at least 5, go to 10. The following turn, we can then, assuming we hit a land or a Mox, we can go, oh, I guess Hammer almost kills the, yeah, okay. Yeah, because Cryptic Coat by itself will make a 3/2. It'll be at 13. They're only at 14. They just fetch Shocking multiple times, so they're probably playing actual Death Shadow as well. Okay, so trying to spike something expensive off this would be my guess. That is expensive enough. I mean, if we hit a and this also has Menace, so we can't even block. That's fine. That's interesting. So what does that tell us about their hand? That they didn't Phoenix? Okay, so cast that. Play out 1 Hammer, presumably. If we play out a Hammer, this is newly controlled. We don't want to animate we don't want to cast it off the Ink Moth because they can bestow from yard. So I was curious, like, why did they not bestow? My guess is they have like a bolt or something in their hand. So if they bestow onto this, if they don't have another permanent, we don't die because we can block the Dragon Rage Channeler. Yeah, so I think we're supposed to... This is tough. I could play Needle and then Needle Street Wraith. Or I could go Hammer, BI onto it, and try to kill them. Because I think we're dead if we wait. So, sure. All right. I guess if they Phoenix, they have to get rid of the other Phoenix. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, if they Phoenix, this loses Delirium. So if they put a Phoenix onto this, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think because they aren't F6, I am just going to pass here. No, we're not doing that. Okay. Yeah, because I think the creature having Ward 2 is good enough reason. Okay, so they're doing that. I think it'll trigger the DRC, but I don't know. Because, yeah, I think when you bestow, it counts as a non-creature spell. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so double block the Moon Shadow. Yep, checks out. Okay. Let's put in the Cryptic Coat. And I like our spot now. Oh, it's a Paladin. Let's go. I'm not going to flip it, but, you know, I could. We're at 5. There's no deal 5 burns. Okay, so, all right. Let's go hammer here. All right. All right. Yes, I would love to. I only need the one hammer. And hit okay, not no. Deal a billion. Whoo, okay. Here we go. Portable hole. Super, super great. Vexing Bauble, I don't think so. Teferi could be great. Seems incredibly good at, or it seems like they're incredibly well situated to just tag it easily. This is a matchup where we could bring in the Kappas. The coat, I think, is very good. I think Memnite is not. Surprise. You can trim the mantle. The needle. Since I don't think they're really an EE deck, they like could be, but I'm not convinced. And then anything else we want to cut? We could cut the gift or an ornithopter. I think I like cutting the gift and bring in 2 Kappas. This brings us down a little bit in terms of our super cheap artifact count, but I think that's fine. All right. Yeah, if they'd bestowed from graveyard, would have been interesting. I mean, I'm going to keep. We have a turn 2 kill. So if they get really aggressive, then we just shove. Yep. Oh, I was like, I hope they didn't click through their turn. Don't do it. Don't you do it. That's so rude. Oh, Moonshadow. Okay, that's fine. Best draw? Question mark. Yeah, let's get a Hollowed Fountain in the event they have a, what's it called? In the event we want to just fetch up a basic with the Mesa. Thought squeeze me? You got it. Which equipper do you want? I think I was supposed to play out both Ornithopters, question mark. Okay. Do we have another Thoughtseize? No. Red. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I should have played out the other Ornithopter in, like, this exact scenario. It's unfortunate. But did it to myself. All right. So, Plains, Ornithopter, Paladin, suit it up. Yeah. There is a consideration to putting the axe on the Paladin, because if we draw a land, we can also just manually move it back to the Ornithopter. Because, like, if they attack, then we can double block. And then no matter what, their Moonshadow dies. I think I am actually down for that. Because their heats don't even kill the Paladin. Yeah, this is fine. I might be getting too fancy, but I think it's probably right. They could absolutely have push, but if they have push, then if I draw a land, I can just move the axe back to the Ornithopter, or I can just BI, right? So I think it's pretty marginal. But I think it's kind of where I landed. Okay. Last match and then pre-modern. Which can be much shorter and also much longer. I'm going to keep. We have an Equipper, a Hammer, Ornithopter, and Fast Mana. Basic Island. Crab. Okay, cool. So, Affinity. Got it. It is kind of funny because we might end up going, I don't want my Ornithopter to have flying, and like put a Hammer on it pre-comp, or like before blocks. Okay. They only got 2, which is pretty good for us. And I am going to run out the Opal first. If they want to rebuke this, I'm fine with that. Yeah, and I'm just gonna run all this out. Question is, are we stone forging? I think so. Rebuke? Sure. Nope, that's fine. Yeah, so now we can go. Yeah, also they have no attacks. We have 4 toughness in the air. Look at this. All Thopters all the time. Are they just casting the... Sure. Emissary, you got it? It's pretty annoying. This is definitely a matchup where you want like as many Vexing Baubles you can get. Ooh, okay. You can sack 3 artifacts rather than pay its mana cost, and you can exile 3 artifacts from your graveyard to return this to your hand. Okay, that's cool. Yes. I am just going to cast this. Marsh Flats did not want that. That's fine. And I'm fine just throwing an Ornithopter under a Salvage Titan. But this means that the Emissary doesn't have good attacks. They also have a cap. Oh, okay, sure. So just casting it rather than warping it. So they do not have much else going on would be my guess. Okay, so we can... So we chump, trade, chump, trade, then we go, we still have this Ornithopter, coat, so we then play hammer, attack, before blocks, move everything over to the Ornithopter. Ornithopter becomes a 1/2 and 11/2. And 11/2 unblockable. Well, 13, right? This is interesting. If we chump, trade, we take 0, they will take 13. Also, like, this is assuming they don't have Force of Negation in their hand plus blue card, and if they do, I'm dead. That's fine. Block here, take 0, stay at 16. They take 13, go to 5, and then they can attack for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I think I'm down with that. Declare blocks. There we go. And the reason I'm contemplating throwing that away instead of the second Ornithopter is because this way we keep Metalcraft too. Okay, cool. So they definitely don't have blue card plus. Okay, let's do this. Okay, and of course before blocks. Yes, I would love to make it unblockable. Take 13, you go to 5. Man, if we had one more artifact, it'd be so sick. Okay, so they get a redraw. I don't know what they're looking for. Maybe they have... Aether Spellbomb doesn't do it now because... Oh, this doesn't have Ward 2, so it would. Okay, whew. That was sick. We were on the draw, right? Yeah, we were on the draw. So Rebuke is very good. I'm never sure about Hole. Vexing Bauble, I think, is quite good. It's like these 3 for sure. Yes, we bonk. That's how we do it. Okay, so what did Pass Me say? Pass Me liked the Vexing Baubles and the Rebuke and cutting a Coat, a Crypt, and a Memnite. If we see Emery, I will keep I will board in the Crypt, but otherwise not super high on it. Yeah, I think cutting the Coat is fine. Yeah, so cut the Coat and like the Memnite and maybe the Mantle. Probably just second Memnite, honestly. I don't necessarily love the idea of slowing down that much. So, like, not having a tutorable body off Stoneforge could be pretty rough, but I think it's probably okay. But I will cut the Mantle instead, I think. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Why not? Mantle's also a 0 that I'm more likely to hold. Sorry, is Dreadnought based off fire? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. So in pre-modern, your mana bases are terrible. Wow, this hand's so close. It's like obviously one land or a Memnite, and I'd keep. Yeah, so you have Phyrexian Dreadnought, you have Stifle, and then you have Vision Charm that can phase it out. This is an easy keep. Start with an Axe. If we were on the play, I don't know if we could lose with this hand. Yeah, because it would just like shut off all this. So they're knowing they're keeping the crypts tells me they're probably a weapons manufacturing build. Okay, so they only got 2. That's fine. I think we just hold the flats because I definitely see a world where we want to surveil. Play out the bauble, your turn. And if they are a weapons manufacturing build, then there's a reason they would hold some zeros. Hold some zeros until later. Okay, so they have a Welding Jar, a Tormod's Crypt, and a Mishra's Bauble to get back with the Emery, so they have effectively nothing. Okay. You know, the Bauble giveth, the Bauble taketh. Yeah, let's play Stoneforge. I don't think we want another hammer. Maybe we do. I think I'm gonna want to grab either a second copy of Vexing Bauble or a Needle off the Saga. They also did not have mana, so they might have a Mox in their hand. So I'm just gonna take the Spear. But you get to play with some weird ones in pre-modern. It's it's quite a delight. We'll get to see here in a minute, one way or another. Yeah, we played against what? Prowess, Black Red Shadow, Affinity. Okay, sweet. Got our pity chest. I don't know. Felt pretty good. Coat looked insane. Coat looked so good. Yeah, I mean, I probably would keep tooling around with this build. Kind of go from there. The Kappas looked very good. Oh yeah, we played against like the Nahiri Mardu deck. But anyway, for those of you that were watching for Hammer Time, that's it. We are about to hop into the Dreadnought pre-modern streets. Let's go ahead. Yeah, Coat with BI is so good. Like, just having a creature with ward and also like the ability to like grind and just build value. Coat is awkwardly better. I appreciate it, Wildfeather. Coat I think is like weirdly better against Boros, mostly because like unblockable is so much better than trample. Yeah, Bogle's hammer is never back. Sorry, but it's just not. If there were a slippery Robogle, okay, because then like you build Metalcraft too.